Saturday. It's the start to the weekend. We have kind of a lot to cover in terms of the weekend. I know this week we did have some severe weather, and each and every afternoon we can still expect some scattered showers and storms for today and tomorrow. So overall, we're going to cover temperatures, what your weekend looks like in terms of any outdoor plans. I know some people might be going out to Milledgeville today for Christmas in July, which sounds like super fun. I wish I could go, but I am covering for meteorologist Braylon Hardy for the evenings as well. So I will be here all day today, all day tomorrow, and especially watching the radar for the afternoons and the evenings, since we could have some potential severe weather. Overall, we start the day off really nice, and I'm going to take everything full screen and kind of go through everything one by one, and also time out the future view, especially for those that had any plans for the weekend for the afternoons and evenings. Overall, we start the day nice and well. So I'm going to take this full screen and we'll have a better look at what the weekend looks like if you had any plans. Overall today, a beautiful start to today. I saw the sunrises were just absolutely gorgeous. Now we just have lots of cumulus clouds out there, lots of sunshine. It will be another very hot and muggy day. So we're still continuing with that same pattern of humid, hot temperatures. Not as hot as last weekend, but it will still feel like that. Actual temperatures right now is 86 degrees in Macon. It feels like 95. So this feels like temperatures, yet again, with that humidity, is still going to ramp up. Overall, temperatures this morning did start off a little bit warmer. We were in the mid 70s this morning, and now at 11 a.m. Most of central Georgia is right around 86, 85, 87 degrees. We'll see the 90s very shortly, but we have come down back to around average, so around a 93, 94 degrees. But the difference today is this humidity map is a lot darker. We do have winds coming out of the west, and we do have some upper level disturbances that will contribute to our rain chances for the afternoon and evening. Overall, as you step out the door, especially if you live in Lawrence County, Wilkinson, Washington, and some of our southern counties and Telfair, it's going to feel really muggy and really sticky today. So it feels like temperatures already are in a few spots are in the triple digits. So it feels like 102 in Forsyth. It feels like 100 degrees in Gordon, 104 in Dublin, and Wrightsville, 104. So we do have the possibility of most places across central Georgia today to yet again feel the heat, and you'll want to find at least a few probably places to cool off today for spending time outdoors, if that's under the shade, still drinking lots of water, taking breaks in the shade as well, as we stay in the triple digit heat for at least all of the afternoon heading into the evening. We do have a couple of highlighted counties for a heat advisory, so those are feels like temperatures of at least 105 to 108 degrees, but still everyone is going to feel very hot today. At least it will feel like the upper 90s and the low 100s. Overall, today is still a great day. It's going to be very toasty when it is dry. We do have the possibility of seeing some scattered showers and storms this evening, but not as much as yesterday. For what we can see on the future view so far, yesterday, mostly only our southern counties had a severe thunderstorm warning yesterday. Overall today, it looks like possibly our northern counties, as we'll take a look at future view, but overall it will be mostly dry throughout today. So if you had any plans for outdoor plans today and tomorrow, I would do that today, because tomorrow there's a greater chance of seeing one of those hit or miss showers and being under one of those storms that could potentially become a little bit more severe. Overall, yesterday we had a high of 94 degrees. We'll continue that today. We'll stay around the low to mid 90s in most places, but yet again, those feels like temperatures and the humidity is something we definitely want to take account for as we go throughout the day today. So it feels like 100 plus when it is dry. Strong storms are possible each day for today and tomorrow, and even Monday. We do have a couple level 1 and level 2 risks for the next 3 days. So I'll bring up some of the storm prediction outlooks as we go throughout the stream. And overall, this is basically the main headlines before we have a small relief on the way. So we do have at least some temperatures coming down finally as we kick off the work week for the following week. But for today, we do have a level 1 risk for all of central Georgia. If you do have families and friends up in North Georgia, or you're planning to go up there later today and this evening, there is a level 2 risk outlined for North Georgia. But for us, we do have the potential threats that we saw yesterday of winds of up to 50 to 60 miles per hour. Still can be very damaging. Yesterday, we saw some hail as well of at least a quarter to half an inch. We still have the possibility of seeing up to an inch of terms of hail, and yet again, lots of frequent lightning. We've had a lot of storms produce some really strong strikes, especially cloud to ground lightning, and we've seen a lot of those photos in the weather network. So definitely something that you want to pay attention to. If you see really dark clouds and you hear the thunder, you're still very close enough that you can be struck by lightning. So when you thunder roars, head indoors will be something really important, especially as we head into tomorrow. Today, we do have a marginal risk, but for Sunday, that risk was increased by the Storm Prediction Center for at least our northeastern counties. So areas in Putnam, Hancock, Baldwin, at least a leaning edge of Wilkinson, Washington, and Johnson County have the potential of seeing some stronger storms tomorrow, but still the threat overall lays with damaging wind gusts of 50 to 60 miles per hour, hail of up to an inch, some very heavy rainfall, and we've had a lot of heavy rainfall the last couple of days. I'm going to bring up our 24-hour totals from yesterday. It isn't as much, but as we go throughout the entirety of the weekend, low-lying areas still can be really prone to flash flooding over the weekend. Overall today, we start the day nice and dry. It's kind of active as you head up north. A couple of showers and storms, especially in North Georgia yet again, are starting to fire up during this hour, and especially in places like Tennessee, going into the Carolinas. Overall, in our area, we're still nice and dry, nice and quiet. We did have some cloud cover, and it is clearing up a bit, so we will see the sunshine throughout the day today. And as we go throughout the next couple of hours, we'll see this timeout in terms of our rainfall. The graph has been a little bit of a hit or miss. Yesterday, it was also not producing as well. The initialization wasn't producing well. And I was watching all of the runs throughout the morning today. And earlier this morning, a lot of it wasn't showing what was happening in the mid to upper levels. So something that we can expect for this weekend, especially for Sunday, is we do have an overall upper level pattern that is not very much, how do I say, like, it's not as much taken by the graph. The graph has a hard time seeing the upper levels. It tends to see the surface a lot better. Overall, the last run has shown us a lot more in terms of it trying to pick up all the layers within the atmosphere. So as we go throughout the morning today, we'll start it off right now at 11 a.m. As we go throughout the afternoon, we'll stay nice and dry until that prime time heating of the day. We do have some showers and storms forming north of us that can push into our area this afternoon and in the evening. So you want to be weather aware within that 4 to 8 o'clock range today, and especially tomorrow. Overall, the graph has it kind of tapering off as we head into tonight, but we still have the possibility, especially with all the moisture that we have and winds coming out of the southwest, to form some pop-up storms that can ramp up really fast. Yesterday, I was watching a storm that had formed in Lawrence County, and it formed within 10 minutes and then started to become severe. So they can be they can pack a punch really quickly. So it's just something we want to kind of pay attention to as we go into the afternoons and the evenings, and still the potential of hearing some storms throughout the overnight going into your Sunday. We start Sunday off nice and dry. So 8 a.m., just a little bit of cloud cover. We do have lots of moisture present. As we go into the afternoon, we'll start to see some storms to fire up during that noon hour after church. As we go into the afternoon and evening, I think we have a lot better coverage and more coverage than we do in terms of today. And especially because the pattern doesn't really change as much, but we do have some mid and upper level troughs that do try to make their way. So this can support an outside chance of a large hail of up to an inch. So this is why we do have a level 2 risk for at least some of our northeastern counties tomorrow. So as we go through the day tomorrow, just kind of want to be weather aware. You want to have the rain gear definitely for your Sunday. I would keep it in the car for today, but you'll probably want to have the rain gear on you throughout your day on Sunday. As we go throughout the afternoon and evening, still some steady, heavy showers, and the possibility of one of these, especially becoming stronger, of 50 to 60 mile per hour winds as we go throughout the day. And the overnights into Monday, the pattern kind of still continues. I don't think I added any pause points, but I'm going to bring my mouse very slowly going into Monday. For Monday, same thing. We kind of start things off early in the morning, nice and dry. By the afternoon, we can see pop-up scattered showers and storms throughout the evening. And some of these, yet again, still can become strong to severe. And they are very much widespread and scattered in a way that they're not exactly where I wouldn't pinpoint the locations exactly, because they can kind of be a little bit surprising and a little indecisive. As we look at the extended, we kept the rain chance. I kept the rain chance up for the beginning of the week. We do have some boundaries and fronts that will come and stall throughout the beginning of the following week. So we do have a better chance of seeing some more wide coverage showers and storms to kick off the week. And then once we settle into the middle of the following week, around Tuesday, Wednesday, going into your Thursday, we kind of see that summertime pattern come back each and every afternoon, and no big systems exactly moving through for the following week. But we still have a level 1 risk for Monday. So just remember, today, Sunday, Monday, you can expect maybe a stronger storm to pop up with some very gusty winds. So that means get away from windows. And right now, the tornado risk is very, very, very low. I'm not looking at a huge tornado risk. We're primarily looking at heavy wind gusts, heavy rainfall, lots of lightning, and the possibility of up to 1 inch in hail sizes. We'll take a look at the future view rainfall graph. Yet again, these areas won't be pinpoint exactly. I watched this earlier this morning, and it's having a little bit of a little different situation on where some of these storms can train over. Overall, as we head into the rest of the weekend up to Tuesday, some places could receive very little rain, maybe around less than a half an inch or a quarter, or some places could also receive up to 1 to 2 inches of rain. It just depends on where a lot of these storms will overlap and pass each other as we go throughout the weekend. Yesterday, we did have a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings, and you can kind of notice where they were. The severe thunderstorm warnings we had for yesterday was for Crisp, Dooley, Pulaski, Wilcox, Dodge, and some portions of Lawrence County. And you can see those rain totals of at least 1.4 to around a little over an inch and a half of rain for those places, since they did move kind of fast. Some of the storms were moving at around 20 miles an hour. So you could have a really brief shower storm, but then you could also have some that kind of stay for a little longer. Overall, in our northern counties yesterday, there was places that got at least an inch or a half an inch, but overall, there was a good portion of the area that did not see rain yesterday, and that's the possibility of seeing that today. Not everyone has a chance of seeing rain, but if you do have the chance of seeing rain and it ends up being one of the stronger storms, it still can produce at least around an inch of rainfall. And since right here at the station, and especially at the Middle Regional Airport, it didn't really receive much rain, overall, our total for the month of July is only totaled up to a little over a quarter of an inch, which entirely, I feel like most counties have received more than that. We just saw a couple of counties towards our south did receive more. So as we continue on for the rest of our rainfall count throughout 2026, we did have lots of rainfall throughout May and June, and we're kind of starting off July, in a under a below average rate. Overall, once we start to see some of these summertime pop-up showers and storms come through, I think we will climb up at around average. Overall, the drought monitor has improved significantly since the beginning of the year. Just a couple of places that are outlined in the yellow stay abnormally dry, and especially some of our places in our counties down south that did see rainfall yesterday, I think will contribute to this. So this drought monitor still has been updated from just a couple of days ago. So overall, in terms of the drought, we're looking really good. We're still going to see the continuation of feels like temperatures of 100 plus throughout the weekend. Strong to severe storms still possible each and every day throughout today, tomorrow, and possibly on Monday. But the small relief is on the way in terms of the heat and the temperatures. We kicked off July with the 90s. We were in the mid to upper 90s, and our hottest day of the year was on July 4th. And I think most of us spent extended amounts of time outside to feel the heat. So it definitely felt like 100 plus on that July 4th. And as we go throughout this previous week, the average actually, I think, went up 1 degree. So before, our average for July was 93. I think it now has bumped up to 94. So we're around average, and we were above average. We still haven't reached our first 100-degree day of the week, and I don't think we will for at least a little bit. Our average is usually around July 2nd. So at some point in July, there is the possibility of us reaching that 100-degree day. I just don't think it'll happen within the next week. But we'll see if it happens within the following weeks or towards the end of July. For this week, temperatures do take a little bit of relief. We have temperatures in the mid to low 90s for the rest of the weekend. Still feeling like 100 plus though, but we do have a little bit of relief in terms of cloud cover, some more rain coverage, and that does help in reducing the daytime heating. So as we go throughout your Monday and Tuesday, highs come back down to the upper 80s, and then we'll see that trend come back into the low to mid 90s and around average for the following work week. The humidity still in place, and it's going to influence those feels like temperatures for today and tomorrow. Lots of mugginess and lots of moisture in the air overall. So it feels like temperatures today will feel like the triple digits. As we go into tomorrow, we still stay nice and warm. It'll feel like the mid to upper 70s for tomorrow evening. Early in the evening, we actually do hit the triple digits just like we did today, where places will feel at least up to 105 degrees. And as we kick off Monday and Tuesday with more rain coverage, lots of cloud cover, it does come down. So it will feel like the 90s opposed to the triple digits by the time we go into the work week. The weekend's still looking great. For today, if you had any outdoor plans, I do recommend today for outdoor plans versus tomorrow. Tomorrow, you want to have the rain gear with you all throughout the day and be weather aware. Today, still be weather aware for the afternoon and evening. Overall, we see just a level 1 risk for any showers and storms for today compared to tomorrow. I'm going to go back to our future view and some of our outlooks before we go and end the stream in just a couple minutes, just because I know a lot of people may be wanting to go out to events this weekend or have any family gatherings. So for today, we do have the level 1 risk from the Storm Prediction Center for what we saw most of the days this week. So 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Be sure to always stay away from windows. A lot of these straight line winds and strong winds can bring down some trees and blow lots of debris around. So even though it's still maybe not a tornado, really strong winds can still create a lot of damage. Frequent lightning, and yesterday we did see lots of hail in a couple of our southern counties of at least 1/4 to 1/2 inch. So the possibility is there for up to 1 inch, and especially as we go into tomorrow, I think there is the greater possibility of seeing that in our northeastern counties. Yet again, winds, heavy rainfall, lightning, hail is our main threats as we go throughout the weekend. Right now, the activity is mainly up in northeast Georgia, where it has been for the last couple of days. We still are nice and quiet for now as we go throughout the late morning and into the afternoon. We stay nice and dry by the time we hit the early afternoon. A lot of those showers and storms will start to make their way down south and east. So especially our northern counties have a greater chance of seeing some more showers and storms. So the more northern you live, I think you have the best chance of seeing showers and storms, especially if you live in Jasper, Putnam, Hancock, Jones, Baldwin, greater chances of seeing that as we go throughout the afternoon and the evening. The graph does have it taper on down, but yesterday we had some storms gain a lot of energy and moisture and activity in the later evenings into the nighttime. So I'll be here today taking a good look at the radar, make sure I'm watching it in case the graph does not accurately predict it as we go into the nighttime hours today. As we go into tomorrow, we do start the day off, as into the overnights, we still have the chances of seeing some showers and storms. Tomorrow, same thing, we start the day nice and dry. As we go into the afternoon and evening, there's a greater amount of coverage for most of central Georgia. Pop-up scattered showers and storms throughout the early afternoon, so after church, going into the evening. There is a possibility of some greater severe weather the farther north and east you live for tomorrow. So that's something I'll definitely be paying attention to as I go into the forecast tomorrow. I'll have another extended stream tomorrow morning, and with more runs today and tomorrow, and just looking at the upper level features of the atmosphere, we'll have a better idea of the risks and the timing, especially as we head into tomorrow. And then if you may have noticed this flash right here, a lot of the flashes is parts of the mid and upper levels that the graph has a really hard time picking up. As we go into Monday, same scenario, kind of rinse and repeat of Sunday, scattered showers and storms. I think a greater coverage on Monday than we do today. Same thing for Sunday, and still the possibility of some severe weather. So overall, that's what it's looking like for the rest of this weekend and kicking off the work week. Showers and storms each and every day. A greater chance of more scattered showers and storms tomorrow compared to today. Today, I would have the umbrella in the car in case you do catch one of these showers or storms, especially the farther north that you live. And for everybody tomorrow, I would just have the rain gear handy, especially as you leave church. You maybe get caught up under maybe a really gusty shower or a really heavy pouring storm. And once we get into the afternoons and evenings, just stay weather aware, have ways to receive alerts on your phone, and remember to hydrate if you're spending lots of time outdoors. Temperatures did come back down to average, but we have lots of moisture, lots of humidity, and those dark greens on that map. So feels like temperatures will feel like up to 105 and even 108 degrees as we go throughout the weekend. We do take a little bit of a relief as we head into Monday, Tuesday, and then that summertime pattern that we are very used to seeing, low to mid 90s for July, and daily afternoon showers and pop-up storms continue from Wednesday, Thursday, and into the following weekend. So that's what we have for today. I'll have Facebook updated this afternoon and evening and give more updates, especially I'll post a video and a vertical video on what the graph is looking like for the rest of today and tomorrow, and watch the radar really carefully. Just be weather aware and have maybe the umbrella with you as you go throughout your day today and tomorrow. The outdoor plants today still looking great. It's still nice and dry throughout the rest of this morning and the early afternoon. And most of our northern counties might be the ones getting some of the showers and storms. But for tomorrow, I think everyone has a better chance. Overall, it's still looking like a really great weekend, especially when you start the day. And then tomorrow, we still have that level 1 and level 2 marginal risk. And I think that's everything that I had. So hopefully this helped you at least guide the rest of your day today and for any plans for your Sunday and as we kick off the following work week. And I'll be back for the 6 and the 11 p.m. show today. And then I'll be back also tomorrow morning for the morning shows, the extended stream, and tomorrow evening. So hopefully this can help you at least guide your plans for the rest of today and stay nice and safe. So I will see you guys soon. I will probably leave this on our radar so we can just have a look at everything. And we also have our app, the 13WMAZ Plus app. So we're still nice and dry for now, and then you can expect some pop-up showers and storms for the rest of today. So I'll go ahead and keep posting my updates on Facebook, and then I will catch you guys tomorrow morning for the extended stream for Sunday.